Hey there, welcome to LSAT Demon Daily. I'm Nathan Fox, one of the founders of lsatdemon.com and the weekly podcast Thinking LSAT. With me today is Josh Mansfield, a teacher with the Demon who is just finishing up his first semester 1L final exams. Good luck, Josh, on your remaining exam.
Feels good to be just about done.
I bet. We've got a note here from the National Jurist, which I'm not familiar with that publication. Are you? If you're in law school, do you read the National Jurist?
I do not read the National Jurist.
Okay.
If it's not assigned to me, it's on the back burner right now.
Well, it's assigned to you right now.
Right now, right? That's right.
We have
now we get to read it.
We have an item in front of us by Hilary Mantis, a private law school admission consultant who works with pre-law students, law students, and lawyers, apparently. And it's called 5 Steps You Can Take Now to Make Your Future Law School Applications Better. And we are not endorsing this. We are going to read all 5 of these points and see if Ms. Mantis is making good points or bad.
Okay. From the look, the future law school applications, my assumption is this is geared towards like undergrads.
Surely not
applying
toward
right now.
Lawyers or law students, because we're talking about making your... So this is in her work as someone who works with pre-law students.
Yeah.
She says, here's my 5 tips, 5 steps for making your future law school applications better. Okay, let's hear them.
And it looks like producer Ben Dieter has condensed this down a little bit for us. And
okay, yeah, this is not the article itself. This is
5 big
bullets.
points.
Okay, great.
Number 1, work on your extracurricular activities. No time to participate in a million clubs? No problem. It's not too late to focus on 1 or 2 law-related activities and show leadership skills.
I mean, it's not like that's bad advice, but your LSAT and your GPA matter so much more than that.
It should not be number 1.
It shouldn't be number 1 on the list. Number 1 on the list should be get straight A's.
Yep.
And number 2 on the list should be get the best LSAT you can get.
Mm-hmm.
Because all this other shit just completely fails. I found out today that my niece, she's a freshman in college, and I don't think she has any intention of being a lawyer, but I found out today that she, in her first quarter, got straight A's. It's her first quarter at school. She got straight A's. I am over the moon proud of my niece. Shout out, Haley. Good job.
Good for her.
She is doing everything right as far as her future. Yeah. I hope she does not apply to law school, but if she does, she declares that she has no intention, and I would never try to convince her otherwise. But if she, the reason why I wanted her to get straight A's is because I know that straight A's is just incredibly, wildly overpowered for law school admissions and business school admissions and any other grad school and any
a lot of other things.
It just matters. If you want to continue your academic career, then you want to get straight A's in the current academic career.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like that should go without saying. And maybe it does go without saying. And, maybe Ms. Mantis would fully grant that goes without saying. But if you're leading off your list with extracurriculars, it's like, no, I would prefer that you quit all of those clubs.
Yes. Yeah.
And instead go to office hours and get straight A's.
I've seen too many people stack up these kind of like meaningless clubs, like the, I don't know, on the intramural committee, and it turns out to be a way bigger commitment than they thought, and then they get poor grades because of it for something that really is not going to be that big of a boost. So, yeah, shouldn't be number 1. Not bad thing. If you've got time, yeah, clubs are great, but definitely should not be the top of this list. Okay, number 2, work on your resume. These days, many law school admissions offices are interested in seeing relevant work experience on your resume. If you've not done an internship yet, a good first step is to meet with a career counselor on your campus, career services office, or attend a career fair.
Again, the world's best internship does not make a 3.5 look better than a 4.0.
Mm-hmm.
So if all else is equal, then yeah, the extracurriculars and the resume might matter. But I would never advise undergrads to take their eye off the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And the ball being 4.0 or 4.33 if your university gives you A pluses. So, not only that, but there's nothing wrong with a gap year or 2 or 3.
That's what I was going to say.
Or 5.
Yeah.
And you can always work on your resume later because let's be honest, internships, sure, some of them are real, but many, many, many of them are just bogus. It's like, oh, wow, yeah, you did that for 10 weeks during your winter quarter.
Yeah.
And you went in and got coffee and filed some paperwork. And I don't know, like it doesn't. Sure, if you legitimately were there working 15 hours a week for 18 months, okay, fine, that's different. But just like getting an internship so that you can have a line item on your resume, I don't think that's doing much, if anything.
Yeah, I am with you, and I would much prefer to see people just go work in a field where you think you might want to practice law after undergraduate, make a little money, get some work experience, and decide if that's what you actually want to do. And then you actually have something meaningful to talk about when you're in interviews or personal statements or job applications as
or
an
help
attorney.
you figure out whether this is actually what you want to do.
Right. Yeah. So you're not making that decision after you spent a year of tuition. Yeah. Okay. Third, get to know your professors. When you apply to law school, you will need several letters of recommendation. You can go to office hours throughout the semester, which might be helpful to you on many levels, understanding the course materials and getting to know your professors. When it's time to apply, they will be familiar with your work and remember you.
I mean, I think that gives way too much weight to letters of recommendation. I agree with her that going to office hours is critical for just getting better grades.
Yeah.
And by the way, don't sleep on the ass kissing factor
to getting those better grades.
Well, I mean,
it's
not like law. It's not like schools use 100% objective grading.
Right.
Now, they might use anonymous grading on the exams, sure, but which they commonly do in law school. Do you have an anonymous grading on your exams?
I have an exam number. I am not allowed to talk to the professor about it. Yeah, but go ahead.
I was going to say they probably have a participation boost where they're allowed to raise a B+ to an A-.
And I think that after the grades, they finish grading the exams, they finish grading them, they send them into the registrar, and the registrar sends back, like, here's the grades of all the students, and they put it in with the participation and other such. So if they see you and they go, oh, he underperformed just a little bit, but he really worked hard during the semester, I think there is a little bit of room.
Oh, and a little bit of room makes a huge amount of difference.
Yes.
I mean, changing from a B+ to an A-, you go from a 3.3 to a 3.7.
Huge change.
That's a wildly overpowered boost. I mean, I know that they make it sound like it's nothing. Oh, well, it's just a 1 level grade bump. Yeah, okay, but the entire curve of the class could be super compressed. And it could be that almost everybody in the class is getting a B or a B-, depending on where they center the curve. There's a lot of classes where it's like in law school, it'll just be like, nope, it's a 2.7 curve. Sorry, it's a B- curve.
Yeah.
But then if you get bumped from a B- to a B, you're getting bumped from the median to like the 80th percentile.
Yes. Yep.
And so that's talking about law school specifically, but the same thing happens in undergrad, and it probably happens even to greater extent in undergrad, because I think that there's going to be a lot of opportunities for not anonymous grading, where they're going to be grading your paper and they know who wrote it.
I had nothing anonymously graded in my undergraduate.
Right. Me either.
Nothing. Yeah.
So, and no, you can and you should, by the way, don't just go to office hours just to kiss ass.
Don't go shoot the breeze.
Like, actually study, go to class, take notes, study those notes, do the reading assignments. Then when you go to office hours, have a question or two to ask them.
Yep.
They will be delighted. It will help you on the exam, I promise. They might write exam questions based on the question that you asked them in office hours. And if they have any leeway, they're now going to give you that benefit of the doubt on the grading. That's the reasons to go to office hours. Because for letters of recommendation, if you took the same professor twice in your freshman year and your junior year, and you got A's in both of those classes, you can always reach back out to them 5 years later and say, hey, write me a letter of recommendation, please. I got A's in both your classes. You probably don't remember me, but I definitely remember you. Loved your classes. And then they're going to just write a nice letter about how you got A's in both their classes.
Yep. Yep.
I don't think I just can't imagine somebody trying to look down the road that far ahead. Like, oh, I'm a sophomore in college and I'm going to kiss ass to my professors so that it'll make my law school applications better.
It feels, I mean, this article feels like it's trying to think of the niche things that are, but because they want, right, they're trying, it's content, but
right.
GPA, LSAT dominate all of these things.
Yeah, and that is the problem, is that it's like talking about this stuff too much can definitely cause you to take your eye off of the far more important ball of LSAT and GPA.
Your extracurriculars, your resume, those are tiebreakers, but they do not rehabilitate bad GPAs.
No.
Okay, let's read the fourth one. Take classes that will help you with reading, writing, and analytical skills. Although it is not necessary to have a particular major for law school or to have a vast knowledge of law, it could be useful to demonstrate that you have excellent reading, writing, and analytical skills.
Okay, I mean, what class in college isn't testing your reading or writing or analytical skills? Like, okay, so does that mean I should take sociology, or should I take anthropology, or should I take history, or should I take statistics?
I bet my engineering friends probably had more rigorous analytic and writing than some of my liberal arts classes, but I wouldn't tell people, oh yeah, go take engineering classes to prep you for law school.
No, I would not either. I mean, yeah, I bet that I would imagine that Ms. Mantis is probably unfamiliar with the fact that like electrical engineering students or computer scientists do so well on the LSAT, and just like being familiar with what valid logic looks like is like really helpful on the LSAT. If you're not doing those kinds of classes, then every class should be related to reading and writing. So it's almost like a non-tip, I guess. It's just
yeah
filler content. Okay, what's the next one?
Last one, understand the law school admissions process. Although applying to law school is in some ways similar to college, in other ways it is very different. Familiarize yourself with the process now by looking at the Law School Admissions Council website carefully. Law school admissions is a rapidly changing and evolving process. I recommend reading as much information as you can now before it is time for you to apply. For example, the LSAT has changed somewhat in recent years, and some law schools now accept alternative testing to the LSAT. I would try to learn more about upcoming changes. And Ben highlights that this is the first mention of LSAT in the article.
And there was even no mention omissions of grades, was there?
That might have been edited out by Ben's editing, so I can't make that kind of a definitive claim. But
certainly not in the first 2 points. Work on your extracurriculars, work on your resume. You know,
possibly under the professor's part.
Maybe get to know your professors. Yeah. No, look. GPA first. Take classes that you're going to get A's in. Take classes you're going to enjoy.
Don't take double majors.
Areas. Just I don't give a shit what your major is.
Yeah.
Don't double major, triple major, take a bunch of minors. Like, don't make yourself jump through unnecessary hoops. Get straight A's.
Yep.
Then when you're done getting straight A's, or if you think you can handle getting straight A's and studying for the LSAT at the same time, then get the best LSAT you can. Because if you come in with better grades, better LSAT, it makes all this shit just completely moot.
Yep.
Last thing I would say, I mean, law school admissions is a rapidly changing and evolving process. I'm not so sure about that. It's always been about LSAT.
I agree with the headline. I agree with the headline of 0.5, right?
Understand the law school admissions process.
Yeah. Understand that schools are going to give everybody a scholarship, and just because you get a $5,000 scammership does not mean that you should go to that school. You should apply broadly. You should apply early, right? Those are the kind of things that are important to understanding the process. So, I agree with the headline. Again, also after GPA and LSAT.
The LSAT has changed somewhat in recent years. I mean, they got rid of the logic games.
Other than
that, it just has not changed. It's still 2 sections of logical reasoning and 1 section of reading comprehension. It's always a test of reading comprehension first. They're testing basic reading, basic logic, and how hard you can work. And that's always been the case.
Thoughts on the alternative testing using the GRE?
Oh, yeah. And that. Yeah, sure. There's like some small subset of schools that accept the GRE, but you're probably not going to get a scholarship for a high GRE score. I mean, law schools do pricing based on your LSAT and your undergraduate GPA.
That's what they report.
So I think you're missing the boat if you think you're going to, I'll just take the GRE and apply to law school. Really? Yeah. Not only that, the GRE has math. The vast majority of people who are going to law school do not want to take a test that has math on it. What else could you be talking about here? JD Next. There's a tiny number of schools that accept the JD Next. And again, you're not getting scholarships based on the JD Next. It really is all about LSAT and GPA in 2025. And that was the same thing in 2015 and 2005 and 1995. So I don't think anything has really changed.
Yeah. Great. Are you going to be a subscriber to the National Jurist after this, Nate?
Yeah, I just don't know why it's focusing so much. It's like focusing on all of these intangibles, which, as you say, Josh, is like a tiebreaker.
Mm-hmm.
And I would prefer that you pay attention to the wrecking ball. There's the dual swinging wrecking balls, which GPA and LSAT, and that's what's going to just let you just bash right in through the front door.
Yep.
And you don't need to be working on all these tiebreakers. Just make it so that there is no tie to be broken.
And if you really want these tiebreakers, just take a gap year and go get real work experience. I promise you that work experience just sounds so much better.
Work in a law firm for a year for salary.
Yeah.
Like that's so much better.
Or a professional organization that directly touches the kind of law that you think you want to practice. Yeah. Go find a job in an HR department if you think you want to do employment law. Right? Like honestly,
any job.
Any
kick
really
ass at any job for a year or two.
Yeah.
And now you look like, oh, this is a grown-up who's employable.
Yes.
This is all advice. That's interesting because it's all advice for like K through JDs.
Yes. My advice would be don't be a K through JD.
Yeah, the best intangible is don't be a K through JD.
It really is. And I have people, I remember I talked to somebody who's like, oh yeah, I took a year off. I wanted to study for the LSAT and I wasn't 100% sure about law school, so I just worked retail for a year. And I'm like, great. She's like, I was a manager in retail. Like that makes you look like an adult. You worked hard as a manager in retail. Oh, yeah. You understand?
No, I agree. Yeah, it doesn't have to be a law firm.
No.
Law firm, if it can be as close to legal practice as possible, that's great. But anything that has responsibility attached to it, you're going to have opportunities to shine, and it's going to make you have a better, like something better to write your personal statement about than some dumb internship that you did while you were an undergrad.
Yep. Agreed. Okay. Let's wrap it up.
Email daily@lsatdemon.com if you would like to ask us a question or share some LSAT or law school admissions news. Thanks for listening.